Alright, so let's get into the tour. I have made a substantial amount of things around this place, even a hazmat suit. And, I made a book about everything in it, except I cannot show this book to YouTube, at least. I have to get more editing done to show this book. So y'all will figure out about another part of the facility that I still cannot yet show. This is where you unlock it. I made a little contraption there for it. Here we have the generator room and the control room, marked by green carpeting, and then I had to attach purple for the warhead. I will get to that later, at the end of the video. Here's where the airlock is, and then another. There's where the turbines are. There's another door to it, and then this is where security is. You need to get a special code, key card for it, and then this is also where you get the levers to open and close the doors. Let's see if they'll work. They work. And no, don't ask me to give you the little, yeah, I don't know, just don't. And then, I wonder what this is. Maybe it's the reactor. Yeah, that, this is the fission reactor. I added glowstone in the middle, so you can see inside of it. That's real cool. Alright, now that we're done here, let's go into the turbine room. This was actually one of the first rooms that I built with this facility. That's why it's so, low quality. I still have cameras around this place, marked with the, control room for some reason. I don't know. It should be in security. And then out here is the cooling tower. I actually redid this place, I don't know, like a couple of months after I built the original cooling tower. And it's a lot bigger and a lot bulkier, I'd say. Comes with the pool, not connected to anything. Camera here, lots of cobwebs as steam, since, you know, water turns into steam after it gets hot. And then here's the waste pool with some barrels. I added sulfur in here so I could get it, sulfur, so I could get the sulfur pool. I don't know. And then here's how we, this is the water. This is the cooling pump. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know. It actually connects directly to it, and you can actually swim around inside of it. I added a filter in here as well, since you know most cooling pumps have a filter in it. Oh, I did fix that. I like that. And then moving over here, we have offices. I kind of built this by myself, so all of these doors are just empty. Here would be the break room, but I haven't really completed that. And then here's my office. Basic. Here are all of the books for it, or all the lecterns, so you can read it. And then I have my own little desk and chair. And then here's where I would stream. Kind of. I got a monitor with the webcam. And then these are all my books. This is the original book that I showed you before. Yeah. And then, oh wait, where are we going now? Cooling pumps. I don't know why I made this. This this is just part of it. This is for the cooling tower, I would suppose. And that's the coolant pump in case if it needed to, cool down. I have a little bit of buttons, but this is useless. Doesn't do anything. Yeah. Just unlocks all the monitors. Oh, well, I need to get the key card. That unlocks the monitors to the other rooms. Then you put it back in, and then I lock it. Now, you could read this. You can read this by pausing it, but right now we're not going to get into that. I made this light for the generators. I can show you it, how it works. So, I actually built this entirely by myself. I came up with this idea, and it actually works. And outputs a steady redstone signal. So that's priming, and then this is start. Runs very smoothly. Then if we go back out here, that light is off. So off means that the main generator is on. I have an emergency generator, which needs to be synchronized. And if it's on, then that means nothing's on. And if it's blinking, the generators are either damaged internally or unsynchronized. And you can see this. This is the timing for it. There are also timing repeaters in here that run at different speeds. All of them run at different speeds. They activate at different speeds. I'm not sure if you heard me there. So, yeah, I don't know. They all run at different speeds. I don't know. Now let's get to the other facility. These are horrible stairs, just so you know. Well, this is pretty much it. Let me turn it off. Okay. I'm gonna turn on the control room lights. I'm just gonna keep those lights on. So, this is the, safeguard. I don't know why. I made it off a Roblox game, so, it took a lot of inspiration from it. And then here's where the core would sit. Now, going back into the control room, yeah, I haven't made that. I have a lot of things I needed to do on this. You need to prime the safeguards, which just, you flip a lever and they activate. And then lasers. That'll spawn in glowstone for the core and activate the beacons as a laser. Only the bottom one works. No, that one doesn't work. And then if you turn it off, it'll disappear. All of that. And then, let's do that. Emergency shutdown. That just cuts everything, including the lasers. And then you gotta go down here. Wrong spot. You gotta follow these. And you gotta replace the redstone. All of that. Then it's finished. Sorry, I don't keep track of where my holes are. I probably shouldn't say that. And then it's reactivated. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's go to the repair room. I don't use this often, but the safeguard repair, this is where it would just activate and keep on. It would just keep it would just stay on until you cut the power by removing that, but, you know, I decided to just cut that and allow it to be itself. And then, wait, I forgot one thing. Man. Over here is where my command blocks are. This is how I work the, insides of the reactor. That is basically how the core is basically just teleporting in and out. It took too long to code. Here, you can read it. Just pause it. I'm not going to take a good long look at it, but, you know, that's pretty much it. Might have to pause at the front part there, but, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to show that book until I get to editing most of my things. This is, I don't really edit, so I guess I'll see you later. Bye.